All right, so I'm replying to a friend of mine who actually asked me a question based on these vlogs. She is a first grade teacher. She's awesome and amazing and doing all the good work. And she asked me the question of, how do I have conversations about race with my first graders and tell them exactly what happened with George Floyd? Well, my first gut feeling to that is, how do you think black people feel when they're forced into a conversation they never wanted to have? How do you think we as black people feel when we're forced into losing a mother, father, son, or daughter, or friend to the police we never wanted to lose? And this is to show you that you now have the privilege to not have this conversation if you don't want to. But because this event has pressed everything so closely to everybody, it now holds everybody accountable. And I think that's some of the beauty of it. And so you have to have this conversation. You should have this conversation with your kids. Maybe you should have had the conversation a long time ago. We're not going to get into that, but the idea is that you have the opportunity to have the conversation now. And I don't think that it's enough to tell a child that police kill black people sometimes. I think it is enough to say that police prioritize policing black bodies. Police prioritize policing black bodies. And I think you can really explain this to the kids in a way. When I was in first grade, or when I was working with first graders as a paraprofessional, the through line or the theme I always see is fairness. Well, that's not fair. Or, well, she got that. How come he didn't get the what? So I think what you can do is say, well, hey, let's say two students are running down the hallway. One of them gets suspended and the other one gets a warning. Is that fair? No, it's not. What if one student's running down the hallway and one student's walking? Well, the walking student gets suspended and the other one gets a warning. Is that fair? No. And this is to really point out our system. You can even tell them about Martha Stewart. She committed a white-collar crime and she got only a few years in prison in basically a condo. Whereas some black people commit crimes that are far less severe and they get nearly a decade or more in prison. You can look at George Floyd, forged a check and he lost his life. Dylan Roof kills 9 people, gets taken to Burger King before they bring him to booking. So really look at that. George Floyd being black, Dylan Roof being white, Martha Stewart being white, any black person that, if they did what she did, probably would be going away for a long time. I think really telling them about how unfair the system is. Start there. We can get into the legacy of white supremacy and stratification and hegemony and all these other big terms later on. We ain't got to go there right now with the 6 and 7 year olds. But just talk about running in the hallway. And sometimes, kids may be walking and they still get in trouble. Sometimes people may be just driving while black and they get in trouble. Some kids may just be being black and they get in trouble. So, and then move it further the conversation says, who is criminalizing these black bodies? Who are the powers that be that are punishing black bodies? And then you could kind of further the conversation in that. So my encouragement is, go all the way with it. Teach them up. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you how these conversations go with your 6 and 7 year olds when school gets back in. And I wish you the best of luck with it. We're going to keep answering more questions. Again, shooting from the hip here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll definitely see you in the next video.